Oh God! Oh look, the new Han Solo movie. This is how distracted I got before. So how have you been? Yes,
I'm good. Things are good.
So we're not doing a show anymore, huh?
We're not. They canceled our show.
It's crazy.
They put some guy named Stephen A. Smith in our spot.
God,
I've been listening every day. I thought that was David.
Why is David so mad?
He's very angry.
This goes around the internet. Is this on?
Yes.
Oh God! Oh look, the new Han Solo movie. This is how distracted I got before. So how have you been? Yes,
I'm good. Things are good.
So we're not doing a show anymore, huh?
We're not. They canceled our show.
It's crazy.
They put some guy named Stephen A. Smith in our spot.
God,
I've been listening every day. I thought that was David.
Why is David so mad?
He's very angry.
This goes around the internet.
The world.
So a lot of people have never.
Worldwide.
A lot of people listening to this have never heard of our show, so they're going to be like, "What's the dude in the hat talking about his kid? Why aren't they talking about sports?" So I still talk about my kids a lot. Obviously, they're my kids.
In the shower? Who
And I just I just wander the streets aimlessly from 11 to 2 trying to have
Let me tell you about
conversations
Life's
with
Little
people. Let me tell you about Kawhi Leonard. In all seriousness,
Sure.
If you would have known that day, hey, this is it, would you have done anything differently?
No.
Like, that was the crazy thing, right? Like, and that's why we're doing this tonight, is that we had a real faithful audience. You know, it was almost, and that was always the plan, was let's make it like a club, and if it's 3 people, it's 3 people, and if it's
Right.
300 people or 3,000 people or 30,000 people, then great. Whatever it is, let's just make it like that. And I think more than anything else, that was the frustrating part. Look, I would never sit there and rip anybody. For one, I was really grateful for the opportunity to continue to develop a voice that I enjoyed finding, if that makes any sense. And I enjoyed doing a show with you and meeting you and becoming friends with you. And then, I don't think people understand, when you do a radio talk show for 3 hours every day, I know more about you and you know more about me than I would think our wives do. I mean, because you're in it.
No, that's an intensive relationship.
It's the hardest thing I've ever done working. I can tell you that. It's harder than television. Television is hard in its own right, but radio is very
different
difficult
because it's free flowing, it's open, it unveils the truth.
Yeah, it's a different form of storytelling. So I guess going back to my question is, would you do anything different?
So it's a great question, and I say no because, I figured out this date. I want to get out in front and be like, let's do a farewell show, and we'll do it on Facebook Live, and I wanted to be out like a month in advance. So I thought about it, I was like, I can plan out all these things, and I can replay segments, and we can have fun. But that's not really true to us. Like, we just made fun of ourselves and sports, and so we don't we're not about self-gratifying. Like, we're not about look at how great we were. Listen to this great segment we did.
No.
So I think if we had known, we would have thought we had to do stuff like that, and the fact that we kept it like any other show, I thought made it all the better. Like, it was just like any other show we'd ever done. We'll say I was fired and I didn't realize I was being fired. I didn't know I needed to pick it up.
Can I tell the most awkward story about that day?
Of course.
Are you sure?
This is the forum to do it.
No one's watching.
So, literally not?
Yeah, nobody's watching.
We're the audience is down for what it's been, so let's beef it up maybe. So let's hear the story.
To cry? I mean, what?
No, I think we're about to get a really good story about untold stories from the day that we were fired.
Coming up next.
So we go into a room and
conference room,
and
it's not like it was a closet. It was dark.
Right now, we went into a conference room. We met with 3 people. They told us what they told us. They were very nice about it. And I was sitting next to Ari. Ari was on my right, and I kept looking at Ari, and Ari was staring at. I don't know if he was staring at the people across the table, or if he was just staring at a hole through the wall. But essentially, you know, I was like, oh my God, is he okay? Is he okay? Are you okay? And he got up and I mean, there wasn't yelling or screaming. It was very professional. He asked if we were done. I think at some point they said that they would clean out your office for you.
Yeah.
And you were like, no, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Which I never understood in a company. And I've worked in places where they have done that. They've escorted you out, and then later somebody has boxed your stuff up. And I'm like, man, unless you're just some freak of nature, like, allow somebody the dignity to get their own crap.
Well,
right?
I think, and I've only been fired from a job once, so I don't have many examples of this, but I would hope they give you the option. And to me, it was therapeutic.
But you were packing up your stuff, and we were standing there, and I didn't know what to say, and you were the most driven I'd ever seen you in your life, packing your stuff up and getting, and it was like, I don't know what should I help you with the books and the pens?
The mic. Hey.
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 So it's the Hardline finale. The second time. This
is like the Boy That Cried Wolf show. I promise you, this is the last one. People are like, dude, we had it. I mean, it was good.
The funny thing is, people are commenting right now, like, is this just a rerun of the time you guys did the finale? Because I was just playing some of the highlights to kind of get everybody warmed and fuzzied. But yeah, no, this is our second finale. But we can't do another one because you'll never come to Dallas. I won't come back to San Antonio. I leave tomorrow.
This is it. This
is it. In fact, I might never see you again. So,
wow.
But I mean, you'll come for Cowboys games.
Probably not.
You're never. You're not even. You never work during those games anyway.
It's just really just hanging out. I told you this last night or today. I said, "Hey, let's do a real show." Like, let's not just screw around.
You texted me like last night, like, let's do a real show. And I was like, as opposed to a fake show.
Well, I mean, like, to sit around and be like, hey, remember that fun time when we did that? Or, hey, let's talk about the fight we had, on draft night for the umpteenth time. I was like, let's do, like, because this is what I hear more than anything else. People always say, people who liked our show say, man, I wish you were around now to talk about Kawhi Leonard. So that's my one big regret with all this.
Do you not tell them, oh, Ari still is? You can stream his show every day? By the way, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm like, you can move this out. There's no reason for it to be where it is.
Table right here.
In fact, you can just move the table entirely.
Since we're on a beach.
I know, isn't that nice? Well, put on your sunscreen, dude. This is...
I mean... Come on now.
We never went on vacation together. I figured let's get set up on a beach.
Sir, ghosts on the rocks.
How'd you know that this is in Latin America? How did you know that?
I don't.
The guy, the French guy, is very upset with you.
We.
Why would there be palm trees at a French beach? I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
Anyway, my one request was, A, pay me a lot of money, and B,
have a beach.
Let's do a real show. So we're gonna do a real show.
I'll be honest. I thought you were going to complain about the beach, so I had another backdrop ready to go.
Look at
for
that.
Us. I had so many options,
man,
to go Star Wars, and I figured, well, this will be the best one.
I mean, oh wait, hold on. I don't know how the weather guys do.
I know. Me too. Literally, I've been doing this now with the green screen for months, and I still mess it up every time.
Is there something like they got blown up right here? It looks like.
Isn't that, I don't know, don't you know of this battle? Don't you, haven't you committed all their
I mean, there's
galactic battles?
A lot of wow, galactic.
Doesn't that look like Earth?
It does.
I thought it was a galaxy far away.
Let me ask you, quite honestly, have you ever been to outer space? This all very well could take place above Earth.
No, you mean what do you, I just thought in Star Wars it was a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, but what
this
I'm saying
doesn't look
is
that far.
We don't know what's up there. There very well could be X-wing fighters flying around above Earth in the atmosphere.
I would think.
No,
No, I mean it's realistic.
I would
It's
think that
certainly-
that's probably not happening.
What if you were like one of those like there is life out there outside of Earth and it's Star Wars, like you actually believed.
So here's my question. So we got all these flat earthers. All right. By the way, if you're one of those, you're a weirdo.
People
All
aren't
right?
actually flat earthers. They're just I think just making a joke out of it.
Well, okay. Regardless, they sit there and they say things. Kyrie Irving, obviously. Then you got Lonnie Walker the fourth. By the way, do you talk about him a lot on your show?
A little bit.
Do you use the fourth?
No.
Right? I mean, no offense, Lonnie, but it's pretentious. I mean, at this point, it's Lonnie Walker. Nobody's going to call you Lonnie Walker the fourth.
He's probably somebody that's like the real Lonnie Walker on Twitter. Like, how pretentious is that?
So anyway, but he's like,
Are you the real David Chancellor?
Yes, but he's like the Earth is an illusion, right? So where are the people out there that are going to say, "Hey, Star Wars is happening right above our atmosphere, face"? Or
Lonnie
whatever.
Walker says the Earth is an illusion.
You haven't heard that?
I mean,
He said the Earth, like that's.
I kind of buy into that.
That's the least controversial thing he has said since becoming a Spur. Like, you're 19, bro. You're 19. What do you know? By the way, you're a millionaire.
Imagine Tom James and Chris. Chris. Why am I forgetting Chris's last name?
Chris Davis.
Chris Davis.
The great Chris Davis.
Imagine them. They're like, this isn't. We don't do this.
We don't do
isn't
this.
What we do. Okay. You can have these deep philosophical discussions in private with Pop, but you don't talk to the media like this. You don't tell the media the Earth is an illusion, despite the fact that he's right. I mean, the Earth is an illusion. It's factually accurate.
I just love the irony of, he doesn't celebrate the 4th of July because he's staying woke, right?
Well, I think it's know your history,
okay,
bro.
Well, yeah, but he's not going to celebrate the 4th.
Right.
I'm not celebrating the 4th. Know your history. Stay woke.
Yes.
Yet he just signed in a ballroom in Las Vegas a contract that's going to pay him in the neighborhood of $5 million guaranteed for at least the next 2 years.
Yes.
I'm staying woke about that too. Know your history, 19-year-old. So anyway,
Corey Cole says Lonnie Skywalker. Just saying.
I've said this on.
Is that his nickname?
I don't think he's got one yet.
Stay woke man.
Woke man.
Woke man.
Lonnie Walker is going to be in the NBA dunk contest. I don't think that's even a question.
Really?
I'm going to go out, but I'm going to go out on a limb and make that prediction. So when that happens in February, call me.
He's been really good in Spring League or Summer League, whatever it is, whatever league they're playing right now.
Yeah. You think so?
Yeah, he has been.
He was hurt last night, by the way.
Right, but I mean, he's.
He looks like he can play. I mean, he's 19 years old. He's a kid.
A couple of weeks ago, I was out with my friends for dinner, and we were at the end of the table, the girls on the other side, and we just I literally went through my phone.
You just called grown women girls.
Grown women were on the other side. The wives were on the other side. We were. At any rate,
Just saying. The girls.
By the way, post your comments, hit the share button.
Oh God. Oh, for God's sakes, please share.
Chance hasn't even shared this.
My kid.
My
Luke
kid.
is here.
I have a kid.
Luke is here.
I just think without the context, I've been fun. Oh, my kid.
I got a kid.
I can't share.
No, he has my phone.
No, I looked at. I just went back and looked at every draft for the last 15 years, I think, or 10 years, something like that.
The Spurs are just
like the NBA drafts, and it's just interesting to go look at who is the who is the first pick, but then also looking at the Spurs, and it's just insane how good they are late in the draft. It's insane how and you don't even know some guys. Did they even draft them at that spot, or were those the picks that the other team? Because they traded away some of those guys right away, but those guys ended up becoming great too. I mean, they didn't trade Yamahimi right away. Turkoglu, did they trade him right away?
I don't remember.
It's just insane how good they are. So I think because of that, it's just Lonnie Walker's going to be great.
I feel like there was a dead period,
There's a few misses. DeJuan Blair, even though DeJuan Blair was good for them.
No, yeah. But
James Anderson's a guy that was a miss.
I mean, a baboon could pick David and Tim, right? I mean, that was obvious. No, I mean they should not get credit for that. That has nothing to do with them. They get credit though for obviously Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili.
Right.
But then there was that sort of dead period where I don't know. I mean, Corey Joseph's a player. DeJuan Blair had a cup of coffee that was decent for a second. But then I feel like in the last 3 or 4 years, like you're right. Like I have a feeling we will look back and say, "Wow, that was maybe some of the best work that RC and Pop ever did." In you have Kyle Anderson, who I thought had a really good year last year. You and I talked about that a lot during the season, and obviously Memphis thought enough to give him $40 million. But
you want to do a sports show?
No, I mean you had Kyle Anderson, you had DeJounte Murray, you had Derek White, and now you got Lonnie Walker. Who's Lonnie Anderson?
Louis Anderson's the fat
Louis
comedian.
Anderson, is he dead or alive?
He's alive.
God, he's super funny, huh?
There's a weird show on Hulu called Baskets.
Yeah.
It's with Zach Galifianakis.
Overrated.
And Louis Anderson plays his mom.
Okay.
And it's just Louis Anderson with like a wig and dressing like a woman and still like, and he's so good at it. He is so good in Baskets as his mom.
Okay, but is his comedy strictly just, hey, I'm a fat guy?
No.
Okay.
No,
That's
he's
Kevin
not.
James.
Yeah, it's Kevin James. And, I knew it was going to come up at some point.
Yes.
So I had the transition ready to
this,
go.
I think he's got a show or something coming out.
Is it Kevin got fat or Kevin got skinny or Kevin can't wait anymore? Or
did you see they canceled his show?
Yeah. You just said he's got a new show coming out. I guess they would have canceled the previous. What's the new show? Is it the new show?
I think he's doing something with Netflix. But
now he's a cop and he's retired.
No, that's this show. That show got canceled. They had the wife, then they killed her, or they got rid of her. Kevin can wait, but his wife can't. Get the hell out.
But now he's a mailman, he's retired, and he's trying to lose weight.
So then they brought in Scientologists.
And the racist guy from Monsters Ball plays his dad, who's also, isn't he in, well, he's in a lot of things, that guy. His dad in King of Queens.
Oh.
He's the dad in Monsters Ball.
Oh, Ben Stiller.
Oh, that's Jerry Stiller. No,
Jerry
I'm
Stiller.
thinking of a different show then.
Well, he's had a lot. I mean,
he's had a lot of dads.
You're talking about a comic genius. Anyway, his show was canceled, and there was a lot of love fest on Twitter between he and Leah Remini.
I can't believe they canceled his show. It sucks because they canceled our show. So I guess our show was as good as something Kevin James did.
I mean, everybody gets canceled at some point.
It's not true.
I think so. MASH, I believe, was canceled.
Simpsons hasn't been canceled yet. Probably should have been.
God, that should have been canceled about a year into it, right? I mean, 2 years tops. Here's some poorly drawn cartoon characters.
So the topic you brought to the show today was social media.
I brought a topic.
You brought a topic. You want to introduce the topic, or
yeah, I find this interesting.
Hit the share button. Post your comments. We'll get to the comments at some point.
For God's sakes, share.
For God's sakes, this is the last time we're going to be in a room together.
That's not true. Why do you keep saying that?
Just if it's desperate, the more desperate you are.
This is the last time we're ever going to be together. I mean,
feed the children. Hit
share. I don't think you and I'll ever talk. Right? As soon as I get in the car, I'm gonna delete your contact information.
I kind of already did.
Just so you know,
it's every time it's like, who this new phone?
So yesterday, Dallas Cowboy fanboy number 1, R.J. Ochoa, our good friend. By the way, congratulations to RJ and James Pledger.
You just called him out for being a fanboy. He's a legitimate member of the sports media community.
No,
he's
of
really
course,
good.
but he loves his Cowboys.
Yes,
that's all I meant by that.
He does.
He's
reasonable about them.
No, he's not.
He's pretty reasonable.
Anyway, he was going crazy on Twitter over something that Earl Thomas did on Instagram.
Yes,
and I turned to some people in the office. I was working TV, working News 4 last night, and I turned to Hannah Trippett, who's in her 20s, and I turned to one of our interns, Jeffrey, who's, I don't know, 19, 20 years old.
He's 6.
He's 15. And I said, is this a thing? Like, I've played the hey, I'm the old card. I'm 46 years old. Listen, I can remember a time when there was no Facebook and all that.
What?
But I mean, everybody's freaking out that Earl Thomas liked the Cowboys or followed the Cowboys on Instagram. Like, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's the sign that Earl Thomas is going to be a starting safety
Well, it got
for the Dallas Cowboys.
No. It goes beyond that. And then he posted some video on Instagram of a play that he had against the Packers last year, and it was something, he just posted whatever. And then somebody commented, "Can't wait for you to join the Cowboys, Cowboy Nation." And he was like,
He liked it.
He liked it, and then he said something else like, "Straight up." or
Straight
something like
America.
that.
Straight
up America's team.
STA, like, just spell out the word Straight America.
So, I mean, he's coming. It's said. How about and people still, Corey Cole, I love you, but Corey Cole was like, what about Jimmy Butler, who liked a post, and a lot of people are like, what about Jimmy Butler coming to the Spurs, who I guess posted on Instagram, and somebody was like, coming to the Spurs, and he liked it, and people are like, he's coming to the Spurs.
That's what I'm saying. So this is
Get your Jimmy Butler. I keep flailing and knocking my water over.
This is what we're talking about, though. Like, it's
the
athletes.
euphoria on social media.
Right, but like the hidden clues. Never mind the fact that these guys are totally trolling fanboys all over.
Remember when
media.
Earl Thomas did this? We actually did this on radio.
Yeah, when he was walking.
Who's like, say anything? He's like walking away with the
boombox. Boombox. Like, first of all, cool boombox. The 80s called it one. Back
and then Dez did one. It was like him walking away. And it was just... It is trolling.
But that's not even... So that was all kind of like the appetizer.
Yeah.
To then the mother of all social media question marks. This is just yesterday. And that's the DeMar DeRozan deal. So that's what I find very interesting. DeMar DeRozan goes onto his Instagram page.
I forgot about this.
DeMar DeRozan goes onto his Instagram page yesterday or whatever. Last 24 hours, let's just say. And wipes it clean. And so when I found out about this, I said to our intern Jeffrey, I said, "What does that mean? Like, what do you mean he wiped it clean? Wiped it clean?
What does that mean?
Like
deleted the account?
It was like no, the account is still there. You go on Instagram, DeMar DeRozan, it's there. There's a picture of him, but not in a Raptors uniform, not in a jersey. No real mention, I don't believe, of the Raptors. And there's no posts. There's no pictures. There's nothing. Just literally like...
Why not just delete the account?
Right. Exactly my point. Why not just delete the account?
So he's coming to the Spurs?
Clearly.
So they're going to trade... How are they going to trade Kawhi to the Timberwolves for Jimmy Butler and to the...
I don't even know if they're going to trade... I think the Spurs are building a super team here with Kawhi, DeMar DeRozan, Jimmy Butler... who else? Who do we want to throw out? Porzingis.
Earl Thomas. But the craziest thing is now the Vegas odds, which we say Vegas odds, it's like bookmakers offshores that are like Vegas doesn't doesn't have odds for where
this is how this is all tied together at the same time frame.
Like now, one odds maker I saw has even money.
Yes,
on him going to the Raptors.
2 days ago, they were both plus 200. You know, I don't bet, right? So what does that mean?
Means you bet $1 to win $2.
Okay, so the Spurs...
If it's minus 200, you have to bet $2 to win $1.
The Spurs and the Raptors were both 200, and the Lakers were third at whatever they were.
Yeah.
Then yesterday, while accounts are being wiped clean and all this kind of good stuff, Toronto goes up to be the even money favorite. Did I say that right?
Even money.
Hey! Boom. Betting.
Which is insane. Like, normally odds for a player to go somewhere are always in the plus. Meaning, like, it's a good bet, but it's not likely to happen because there's so many variables as far as where a player would
LeBron
go.
James going to the Lakers would be an even money bet if there were such a thing, right?
Yes, and he probably was.
It just makes sense.
In fact, it probably when it got closer, it probably ended up being a minus.
Kawhi Leonard going to Toronto, but boy, isn't that like we said this months ago. If you were running the Spurs, how petty would you be about this? And I've admitted for myself,
extremely.
Like I would just be super petty. Like I would be like, "You're not going, and we're going to play you 48 minutes a game every game." But Kawhi Leonard and his guys say, "Hey, I want to be a Laker. I want to live in LA. I want to be a Laker, but I'll be a LA no matter, depending on the day that you read the story. I just want to live in Los Angeles." This is the most anti-Los Angeles thing ever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to trade you to Los Angeles. I'm going to trade you to, I don't know, Toronto, where you're going to pay more taxes. Everything is going to be 5 times more expensive. You're not even going to live in the United States of America.
You have to live with that crazy Justin Trudeau, who's like 16.
Yes.
You kind of look like Justin Trudeau a little bit.
No. And
but there is Drake. I'm sure Kawhi likes Drake.
Oh, jeez.
He's a follower. Kawhi.
Anyway, I just find all that very interesting. You have comments?
A lot of comments. I'm trying to figure out if I want to read them or not. People are commenting. TJ's commenting. Sammy Levin's commenting. Andy Kais is commenting. David Alejandre are commenting. Good job, guys. Keep up the comments.
Appreciate it and share.
Share.
Obviously share.
Share. There's only 38 people watching. Should we just stop doing it because nobody's watching?
Here's what I would ask.
Should I just yell at the audience? Share this. Get more people here. Think we're doing this for free?
Yes. Then there's this idea that, well, maybe they'll patch it up.
Who does Trudeau look like, TJ? Oh, the Spurs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you said like that was a possibility.
Well, because what isn't a possibility? This has been the most
Him coming back.
This has been the most.
There's not a
story.
chance in you know what.
Why not?
Really? Have you been paying attention? The guy has napalmed his way out of San Antonio.
He hasn't said anything.
That's
he literally hasn't said anything.
That's 100%.
He's a mute.
I love.
He doesn't talk.
I love this line of he can just deny everything. I didn't say that. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know how ridiculous it sounds, but you don't think that that's true?
What do you mean?
That he could just deny it? Especially if Pop comes to his defense. Pop is going to... I said this yesterday on the stream. Pop is going to go after the media. You guys, you did this. You media, this is your fault. You know that's what's going to happen.
So we are set
He's going to wag his finger at the media.
We're set up for the monster of all showdowns in 2 weeks. So the 25th of July, USA Basketball is going to have a mini camp in Las Vegas. 30 or so of the NBA's All-Star
Showdown.
games.
What are you talking about?
No, so you're going to have Pop there. You're going to have Kawhi. You're going to have the NBA media.
Right.
And if Pop plays this, hey, you guys were being
That's
mean.
exactly what's going to happen.
Then there had better be 10 guys that step to the mic that are like, hey, man, guess what, old man? We had your back during this incredibly crazy chain of events. This incredibly thing where everybody was questioning how you've run your business for the last 20 years. All these,
Do you think he cares?
Well,
he's going to act... It's funny, you said this incredible showdown, which is true, except for the fact that,
that it won't be.
They'd be like, showdown? What? Has anything... they're going to... It's totally going to be this whole, Kawhi's going to be like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then...
He cannot play that dumb card. You cannot play that.
You know it's going to happen.
That's ridiculous.
And Tom Moore's
like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Tom Moore's going to be there and be like, hey, so Pops, what's going on with Kawhi? It seems to be a lot of noise around the future of this guy, and he's here. And he's going to go this whole... You know what? I've been waiting for somebody to... I have been waiting to finally tell you all how I feel about this. This is ridiculous. This is all on you, you sensationalist media. I don't like to talk about Trump, but fake media. He's going to do that and act like it's just this whole huge thing that was blown out of proportion. And shame on you.
What's the point? What's the end goal in there? To
best case scenario, he plays for the Spurs. Worst case scenario, from that, they at least get some value out of him in a trade because they get him
Pop
to be
ripping the media doesn't help his value. Seeing his butt on the court will help his value.
But I think maybe the feeling there is it's hard to take us seriously with this picture of Kevin James in the foreground.
Hold on, let's do it. Let's do it. You gotta do your mouth. Do your mouth.
There we are.
Oh, Friday Night
There we
Lights.
are.
No.
You get this one? You get this reference? The greatest place on earth?
Ah!
Yeah, see, I did a little thinking on this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. God, that's a great skyline, huh? Where is that?
I don't know. I just did a Google image search for Texas high school football. I don't even think it's in Texas.
By the way, speaking of Texas,
It's probably like South Carolina.
when's the last time you were at a Dairy Queen?
I couldn't tell you.
You need to make that seriously. You need to make that happen on your drive tomorrow. In fact, you all need.
I don't like to stop on drives. I'm not a stopper.
You can't go 5 hours to Dallas. I don't.
5 hours? How slow do you go?
To Dallas?
It's 4.5. Although they're closing the Shirts overpass or something.
Listen,
they're demolishing this thing.
I'm talking about Dairy Queen right now.
Okay, sorry.
My son went to camp. By the way, did you ever go to camp as a kid?
Yeah, of course.
Wow, you were rich, huh? I didn't go to camp. Like, who the hell goes to camp?
I love how you act like you were Oliver Twist.
I was compared to my son.
Can I have some more, please?
Jeez. So anyway, he went to camp for a week. Probably tons of stories there. But we stopped at a Dairy Queen. It's in Burnett.
By the way, my dad's watching and he says, "Watch it, David. You called Pop an old man, and I'm his same age." By the way, Dad,
Mr.
you called
Timken,
me.
you're a reasonable older man.
You don't know him.
I've met with him many times. We shared a couple of birthday cake
My
parties
dad
together.
has lost over 100 pounds,
Congratulations, sir.
all by himself,
Wow, I just said
eating right and exercising.
good for you.
I
What
know.
was the reason? Just decided enough's enough?
Well, the kids kind of spoke with him a little bit, and yeah,
Good for him. Good for you. Good for you.
it's insane.
So in light of that, Mr. Timken, and your 100-pound loss, I stopped at Dairy Queen on the way back from camp. You got to get a dipped cone.
You never had those before?
No, I have.
Those
but
are really good.
it had been a while.
What do they call them? They call them
Dipped cone.
I thought they called them something else, like Buddy Bars or something.
No. Those are
Something
like
else.
ice cream with the nuts and stuff. This is just a soft serve cone dipped in chocolate.
It is really.
I would put that up against anything in the world.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
No, I
creme
don't dis-
brulee at some fancy restaurant, or whatever, enchiladas with onions. Like, I would put the dipped cone up against almost anything. You're so locked into this.
No, I
mean,
I was trying to think of other good desserts that I. You mean like any food, or just desserts?
But
it's hard for me to rank desserts with foods because it's a different.
yeah, it is. But just from a dessert, let's just do this. I'd put the dipped cone up against anything at Dairy Queen.
I would put the dip cone up against any dessert ever in the history of mankind. Because now you have all these new age desserts that are like the new age ice cream places that are like,
I don't like that.
like, we'll make the ice cream in front of you. Here's the CO2, and it's like you're just charging me more for the show. I just
Totally.
want just give me the
and
ice
the Italian ice. Listen, you keep your Italian ice. We're gonna have our ice cream.
We're gonna have our American ice cream. It's full of
Have
fat.
American
And it's
ice
I hate
cream.
these newfangled ice cream places that are like, yeah, ice cream, $15 because we're making it in front of you. And they like,
I don't like all the different flavors. I like vanilla ice cream with dipped chocolate in the. That's what I want. I want a dipped cone.
I go
You
chocolate.
got a Dairy Queen around here? Oh, you go chocolate?
Yeah,
Interesting.
I'm a chocolate man. What else should we talk about? Oh, the Twitter purge. Did you lose Twitter followers?
I don't think I did.
This was a huge deal.
So
That's what's funny is if you have like not that many, like you or I, you
Yeah.
have more than me,
yeah, I did.
but and even blue check mark. But like I didn't even notice if I lost any. It was like I
No,
don't know. I had 4,000 change, and I still have 4,000 to change.
Right.
Anyways, they've apparently purged all of the fake Twitter followers,
The robots.
the robots.
What does this all mean?
Nothing.
I saw to me this is something that everybody gets their panties in a bunch about, and it's like, okay, next week nobody will remember this.
Well, and then the bots will they'll just build themselves back up again, and people will continue to buy followers. Like it's the dumbest thing ever. It's basically businesses that were buying advertising from people that had a lot of Twitter followers.
Were they doing the?
But they had fake Twitter followers. So
have you ever bought followers?
never.
Come on.
I only have like 4,000.
I don't even know how to do it. When you do it, do you automatically
I love when people say I don't know how to do it. Just Google it.
Well, okay.
Literally, if you don't know how to do anything in the world,
But let me ask you this:
like Jurassic Park, they're like, how do we make dinosaurs? Just Google it.
so anyway, so here's what
Thank you.
here's what I'm asking.
They're still talking about camp on the comments.
Because camp, that's a great topic. But I want to ask you this on the thing.
So they purged fake Twitter accounts, Jenna.
If you had if Bill bought Twitter followers, right? So on a Tuesday he's got 500, and on a Wednesday he's got 6,000.
Yes.
Isn't that the same as Bill being balding or half bald or like a science professor bald, and then walks in on Monday morning and he looks like he's, John Travolta walking down the street in Saturday Night Fever?
It's similar.
It's
similar.
It's like, who are you fooling? Or the 60-year-old woman who has wrinkles and she looks like she's 60, which is totally cool. Or then you walk in the next day and it's like Marge's face looks like she's just pulled back.
Oh, you look at Jerry Jones right now.
Right, it's like Jerry. Jerry 1991 was cool in the state.
Hey, God, we're going to be a good football team this year. I'm not a very good
That's
Jerry.
awful.
That's just like a Southern guy.
You got to have a better
That was
Jerry.
just like a Southern guy. You have a good Jerry?
No.
You should.
I don't do voices.
You do.
Nah.
British. You usually just do, everybody's British. If I asked you to do Jerry Jones, you just do a British person.
So are you going to be, we're going to be at, speaking of Jerry, we're going to be at Cowboy Camp. But not at the same time.
Yeah, no, there'll be a little overlap. We can do another show there. We can do the Hardline finale part 3. That's perfect. You're gonna be working at Cowboy Camp.
No, I'm leaving on Monday the 30th. You don't get there till Sunday the 29th.
So there you go. We'll do it on Sunday the 29th. Mark calendars, July 29th, the Hardline finale.
This is it. No, this one's it. This is it.
I am going to put a phone in your face, and we're gonna do it. We don't need our fancy backdrops. Our Texas high school football backdrops. I still haven't figured out how to get the green screen to work properly.
Is this the last one?
See, like, the stuff behind you.
Yeah,
right
that
over
looks
here.
awful.
I know.
It looks like a bunch of flies or something's coming to get us.
Now you're making me. That's what it is. It's perfect. It's the Texas high school football game.
It's the Texas high school football. It totally is.
Are
you going to be there when we sit down with Jerry? That's what I.
When's your Jerry sit down?
I assume that's Sunday.
So then, yeah.
I mean,
would you mind if I
join you? No, come on, hang out with Jack Green and I.
But do the interview?
Oh yeah,
would you mind?
No, that's not gonna.
Just
happen. Like
an actual sit down. Like, oh Jerry, I'm in this interview too. Nice to meet you, Ari Tepkin, News 4 San Antonio.
The craziest thing was 2 years ago when I reached over and I was like, Mr. Jones or whatever, and his back was he had surgery, right? Yes, he had some.
Have you seen his face? He's had a lot of surgeries.
He had some sort of physical surgery. I mean, it was like touching Anakin Skywalker. There was something going on. I love Jerry.
It was
Jones.
like touching.
God, I love Jerry Jones. Don't you love Jerry Jones?
I do too.
I don't love you if you don't love.
Loving Jerry Jones is back in again. Like, there was a point where he was so hated because he was so bad at his job, but now that he's given up being the GM,
yeah.
He's like loving him is back.
Now hating Stephen Jones is the fun thing to do.
So true.
Which is weird because Stephen Jones isn't that well known.
Everything that's true too. Everything the Cowboys do right is Will McClay. Everything they do wrong is Stephen.
I remember when everything the Cowboys did right was Stephen and everything they did wrong was Jerry. Meanwhile, Jason Garrett is like, "Hello, remember me? It's my team."
Well, everything he does is wrong. Obviously.
And of course, Gene is still trying to show everybody her art, and Charlotte's planning some party or something. I don't know.
And Jerry Jr. is like, "Can I be here? Can I hang out, guys? What are you guys doing? Can I be here?"
Did you ever watch the Amazon Prime?
Yeah, we talked about it. Of course, I watched it.
All right,
awesome.
I don't think
we did. We talked about it on the last.
We did
on the last finale.
Right. I can't remember.
We talked about it in the previous finale. What were you going to say about it?
The scene where Jerry Jr.'s at his house with his wife and his kids, and it was almost like it was almost like they had gone out and gotten a family for him. Junior. It was like
he has an apartment. He's a single guy with an apartment, and they're like, "This isn't gonna work for the show."
They filmed it at like Rooms to Go. Everybody get out. We've got a backdrop that comes in. It's like, wow, this is really lifelike.
Let me ask you something. This is a serious question.
Okay.
When Jerry passes, do you think we'll know?
I don't know what that means. What do you mean? Like ever? Or you mean like they'll wait a couple of weeks?
No, like just imagine the like
Weekend at Bernie's.
they're gonna like they're gonna do like. I mean, you watch Westworld. They're gonna create some sort of like Westworld type Jerry, and they're gonna prop him up in the box during games, so you'll just see him on NBC during a Sunday Night Football game, and there's Jerry, like looking upset about him. You know, like, they have all of his features down properly.
Animatronics. They have like a remote control button 1 through 5. Happy, sad. He goes haywire, and all of a sudden they lose like promo fumbled snap incident, and they got Jerry going like this. Like that,
And they're like, no, wrong one, no.
Doug Christie can be, or Doug Christie. Yeah.
Roosevelt?
No. The governor of New Jersey, Chris Christie.
Doug Christie.
Who's Doug Christie?
The former Sacramento King.
God.
He had the most elaborate
He had the worst NBA wife ever.
Yeah, and like he had the weirdest. You know how like some NBA players after they make every shot, like Steph Curry, they literally have like a celebration. They do literally every made shot. He had the weirdest one. His was like, and like it was just very elaborate. I remember. Yeah, he did.
His wife followed him everywhere,
Right.
so she didn't want him cheating on her.
I think Margot just got home. I hope she didn't scare Luke. Luke's probably like, I didn't realize somebody else was coming. Well, don't do that. It'll really hurt the green screen.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, somebody's out there.
It's okay if they are. Is
Your
Margot
dog?
out there?
I don't know.
My dog is definitely out there. All right.
God, I hope.
We can just go to the.
Oh, there we go.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Beautiful skyline.
Man.
So I've got news for you. You might be upset by this news.
Me or everybody?
They're closing 2 Blockbusters in Anchorage, Alaska.
Really?
They will officially close in August.
That'll be the end, right?
No,
There's still Blockbusters.
one more.
There's one Blockbuster on the planet Earth.
In America. We're not sure about Europe. I'm sure there are small countries in Asia that haven't gotten Netflix yet that don't.
That's not true.
There will be one Blockbuster left in the United States of America.
Where?
Bend, Oregon.
Oh, jeez. I miss Blockbuster.
Do you know the Blockbuster story? Like, so Netflix was coming up, getting started, but kind of, you know, and they got in touch with Blockbuster, and we're basically like, hey, we've got this idea, we'd like to partner with you, and Blockbuster said no.
What was the idea? What was their idea at the time?
Distribute, because remember when Netflix first came out, they distributed DVDs and video games
Through the
through
mail. Right.
and so that was basically it. Like they figured Blockbuster already had a wide distribution network. So instead of Netflix having to, you know, because
That's a great, yeah.
it's about maximizing
Right.
where each, you know, DVD is coming from. And boy, there's a lot of mosquitoes around your head, man.
That's not look good.
So, anyways, Blockbuster said, "No, we're all set.
Which
We're killing you right now."
Which makes sense because Blockbuster's like, no. People aren't going to want to wait 3 days for their videos. They're going to want to get in their car, and they had the perfect setup, right? Like they had movies, and then you could also get treats. They started to jump the shark though with,
But it was
started
like
selling
$15
toys.
to get. It was so expensive to get movies there. It was
Yeah, because they sold things other than just rental movies.
even like a one night on like a, I think it was like $5.99.
No, it was $3.99.
No, the new releases, it was like you get it for one night and it's $5.99 and you better bring it back and it has to be rewound.
The
So happy Blockbuster's
the most
gone.
vivid Blockbuster story I ever had was going around San Antonio in the mid 80s, I guess, mid 80s, looking for the Karate Kid.
Why is every finale show we have, you have to bring up the Karate Kid?
No, but that's because But I remember
Was
looking for
Blockbuster
it.
out in the mid '80s, or was it at that? Because I mean, obviously, video
Yeah.
stores were out at that point.
I think it was.
I think
Blockbuster.
video stores predate Blockbuster, but you're probably
not
right.
good ones.
Well, right, like the
But I
local
mean, but they
ones.
only had like 2, right? I mean, like so a new release would come in, Karate Kid, right? Karate Kid would come in. They'd only have 2, maybe 3 tops. And so, I mean, you'd run in and you'd ask, "Do you have a Karate Kid?" No, we just saw, rented the last
You
one.
just go to the next one, yeah.
You just jump out.
That's so true.
But like-
actually, I don't remember what movie I did that for, but I'm sure, like, there's definitely movies I did that.
But
for.
Netflix is like, oh, okay, convenience of having it all in one. Like they doubled down. Like, oh, you're right. People don't want to wait 3 days in the mail.
Well,
in fact, people don't want to wait 20 minutes to go in their car.
And then think of what they did when they started streaming. They basically, and I've talked about this before, but it's brilliant. They went to the networks and were like, "Hey, you got all these shows, all these old seasons of shows, like let's just take West Wing as an example, right?" So they go to NBC and they're like, "Hey, you don't have West Wing, you play West Wing reruns, but we'll pay you royalties, and we're going to stream every season of Westworld on Netflix, and we're going to pay you for that." And they're like, "Yeah, that's just another revenue stream that we don't have, right?" Like they did that with all these networks.
Yeah.
They took they paid these networks for their content. They amassed subscribers because then people could start streaming all these shows and binge watch them. And then they used the money they made from the subscribers of their programming to beat those networks. Is that insane? Because then they started to make their own programming, and now they're. I mean, I'm not saying they're putting them out of business, but I mean, Netflix and HBO, right, make the best programming.
They do, and I almost think Prime is pretty good. But I almost think that Netflix is better than HBO at this point.
Yeah, agreed. It's the best.
And
think about that.
And 5 years ago, it was like HBO. You would look down at network television, and it was like, oh, HBO is by far and away.
Right.
By the way, Westworld. You've said Westworld and West Wing. Westworld cannot hold the West Wing's jock. That weirdo show. I pulled the plug on that thing.
You're just not smart enough to get it.
If you have to have some sort of thesis written after the
if you have to
finale,
read countless articles and watch videos, that show makes me feel so stupid, but I love it. It's so good. God. I have no idea what I'm watching. Like, Margot and I love it, and we have no idea what we're watching. No idea. What just happened? I don't know, but it's awesome.
I'm a simple
it's amazing.
man. I like simple things. I like it explained.
I like to pretend like I know what's going on in Westworld.
Of
course. That's so good.
That is so highbrow.
Remember in season 1, episode 15, when this happened, and then she did that, and... Should we read some of the...
Yeah.
Westworld Wing, wherein Josiah Bartlett goes haywire and guns down his entire media staff. From TJ Carpenter. Westworld is brilliant. You guys are dumb. Dumb spelled D-U-M. Westworld is great. It's just I have to watch like YouTube videos and read articles, and I still am like, wait, what happened?
I've watched maybe 2 episodes of the second season.
It was so good. But yet, if you were like, hey, tell me what happened in the second season, I'd be like,
did Thandie?
The robots go crazy?
Did Thandie? Was she Thandie? Thandie Newton?
Yeah.
No, I mean
she was. What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean
Did she die?
No.
Did she get naked?
I
No,
mean,
that was a 1-season deal.
I read that.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking because
for all of them, nobody gets naked except for like bit parts, and there's a lot.
Dudes.
There's a lot of
dudes.
There's a lot
Stop.
of. There's a lot of.
Yeah.
Phallus.
Is there demand on that?
Is there a high demand?
I mean,
I feel like it's all this women's movement. It's like now there has to be more men's nudity, male nudity. Isn't that what it is? Like, it's just an overcorrection of all these things are sexist.
That's life. Life is full of overcorrections. That's one that never needs to happen. Right?
Even for women.
I don't
like women don't like looking at naked men as much as men like looking at naked women.
Is that true?
I hope Luke's not out there. This is just
pressed up against the. He's 8.
He's like naked women.
He went to camp. I mean,
It's true. But yeah, that is true. It's just like it doesn't look as pretty.
Yeah.
To the eyes.
I think I'm allergic to your dog. Yeah. I mean, you see my eyes, they're puffing up.
Yeah.
Like, do we have an EpiPen around?
You're not going to die, are you?
I'm not entirely sure.
Why, you'd be the first thing that Wiley killed.
He's a wiener dog, right?
No.
But it's sort of? He's got short hair like a wiener dog.
He's a rat terrier.
Yeah, but I told him to get away, but he kept...
And
he jumped up to my lap, and he wanted me to pet him.
He does that. It might be his worst trait.
I mean,
is the
I
jumping
don't know
up
if you can
into
see,
people's
but like,
laps.
I mean, look, I look like I'm sad.
Should we do the payback, the payoff?
What's this?
So I stumbled upon a game show that exists on True TV, and it is sort of like a Black Mirror episode. It's a show called The Payoff, Basically, it's 3 contestants that all have high student loan debt. If you're wondering, there is now $1.4 trillion of student loan debt in America.
I saw that yesterday or the other day.
So it's basically just 3 contestants who come on with student loan debt who are vying for having their debt paid off.
What does it have to do?
Answer questions. I mean, it's like Jeopardy, but for...
So, I mean, okay, so a kid gets his student loans paid. I mean, what's the question here?
Doesn't
like,
that
is it a good thing?
seem a bit outrageous? Doesn't it seem...
I mean, yeah. Who's paying?
TV executives?
So, do you
Which is the funniest thing.
you take this debt on and then hope that you get. I mean, like this isn't the
Right.
This isn't
like
a
most
smart
people go to
business model.
school and they want to get a job to pay off their student loan
This
debt.
guy's like,
I'm going to go and get on the game show.
so. My question is this, and this is very, very topical. My wife and I met with. I probably don't need to tell you all the details. My wife and I have a very interesting. My wife and I have a difference of opinion on paying for college.
Free college.
Free college. My wife thinks that it shouldn't all be on mom and dad to foot the bill, right? That they shouldn't spend their entire lives saving only to see it go essentially not down the drain, but down the drain in 4 years.
So who should?
Like, she has no problem with kids taking out loans, incurring, running up high student loans to get their education and then having to pay back.
Right.
The irony is this, though.
The amount of money you spend on the kids prior to going to college,
right?
It's like, it's enough.
Right. So between that
Thanks, Mom
and
and
trying
Dad.
to save, it's like, what do you do?
Right.
But the irony of her, and I point this out to her all the time, is this. She went to school on an athletic scholarship. She got a full ride thanks to tennis. She doesn't know anything about student loans. Right? So, like, don't act like, oh, this was such a, hardship for you, or you learned a lesson or whatever. Now, I didn't have student loans. I was lucky enough, my grandfather and grandmother set aside some money, and that helped, and I got some grants and things like that. So I didn't have much to pay for when it was all said and done. Every year I had a little bit to pay for. Bottom line is this: where do you fall? But I feel like it's a man's responsibility.
Oh, see, I thought somebody, like either you or your wife, was going to say that the government
No.
Because there are a lot of
The
people.
government.
People argue that there should be free college.
Well, I mean,
That I don't agree with. Like, because the value of having a college degree is dependent upon the amount of people that have it. So if everybody has free college, then there's no value to going to college, or not as much value. It's like a high school diploma. Like that's essentially what it becomes. So then you have to spend money. It's like everybody who has this idea of free college like misses out on the fact that if everybody goes to college and has a college degree, then you're going to need to spend money to go to a postgraduate degree or get a doctorate degree.
but some would argue that what's the value of having a college degree anyway?
Right. No, and I think it's at a point now where there might not be much.
I mean, I have told, for example, if you're a college kid who wants to do media, right? Certainly broadcast media, whether it's television or radio. And I think I throw print into this as well, but not so much with radio. TV and radio are, I mean, you've said this 1,000 times. When the red light comes on, you can either do it or you can't.
Right.
Right? A classroom doesn't teach you that.
Right.
They don't teach you that.
Right.
They can put you in front of the camera and they can help you and give books
Right.
for you to read and stuff, but
Right.
it's like anything else.
Right.
I mean, I'm never going to throw a football 75 yards.
Right.
I can go out and practice every day, but I'm never going to do that. So, do you need to pay $250,000 to go to a broadcast journalism school?
It's true.
But beside the point, this is where my question to you is: where do you fall? Do you think it should be so? Asher, young Asher, aspiring Asher.
Yeah.
Do you think he should have to pay off $300,000 in student loans, or should you save up $300,000 so that he can go to school for free?
I don't know, man. I'm just trying to get him to take a shit in the toilet at this point in my life. Because he's potty trained except for that. And we're throwing away underwear, and it's
I got you.
a smelly mess.
Yeah. I forgot we were on the internet. Can't do that. Apologies.
Anyways, should we conclude with something
Uplifting?
uplifting?
Yeah.
Funny?
You mean a background?
Thought-provoking?
Do you have a background?
This is it.
Oh.
There it is, the wonderful
San Antonio, where it all began.
skyline of San Antonio from like 25 years ago.
It does. Barely is.
Kathy Cardenas says we have investment accounts for our girls and hope that it helps a little bit. I mean, investment accounts is the way to go, but we don't need to stay on the serious topic there. We can kind of move on to.
Kathy, will you pay for my kids' college?
Can you take those investment accounts?
I mean, since you have so much money and you're talking about investment accounts, maybe you can have a few, throw them my way. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Did you have anything we should close with?
I mean, maybe play a little Sarah McLachlan.
Just do some sort of like corny.
Will remember.
Don't cry because it's over.
Oh.
Smile because it happened.
Oh wow!
You never heard that one?
No.
That's like the high school graduation. Everybody's quote about it in the yearbook. Don't smile because it's over. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. That was just like that. Just had a profound impact on you.
Yeah, man. I mean,
You're
I
like,
was really thinking about that.
Interesting.
What? So, does everybody know your future? Everybody know about everything?
I'm moving to Dallas.
I mean, I don't know. People knew this.
I'm moving to
Last
Dallas.
time I broke that news.
I'll be doing some fill-in part-time stuff for the Fan, 105 through the Fan, with other announcements to follow.
Oh, do I know those? I don't know if I know those.
You do.
Oh, we're not saying them right now?
No.
Okay. Job stuff, you mean? Or other stuff, too?
It's not that big of a deal.
Other
It's
stuff
just,
we're not talking about, too?
It just is what... Anyways, I'm actually going to be doing a radio show all next week on the Fan, the morning show.
Big boy.
I have to wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Ooh. Who are you doing it with?
RJ Choppy,
Who gets to run the show?
Roy White,
I don't know.
Troy Hughes,
I don't know.
the morning show.
I know
105
RJ.
through the Fan. Sean Sharif is off. He's normally the main host.
So you're the Sean Sharif?
I think so.
You're going to get to run the show? Does he know?
think so.
Does RJ Choppy know
I
that?
don't know. We'll have to have I mean, I'm not going to be like, oh, this is my
Do
show.
you know him? By the way,
Yeah.
Okay, so, hey, tips. This is how we
You know,
end
he's
the
like
show.
really good friends with Mike Taylor.
RJ Choppy. Cool. So, when you walk in, here's my tip to you. Don't be you.
So be more...
Just be more me.
Okay.
All right? Be more laid back. Don't be more you. Be less you and more me.
All right, the Hardline finale show. The second one. See if we can do a third one on July 29th from Cowboys camp.
This was it.
I'm sticking a camera in his face.
This was it.
It'll be the Hardline
We
show.
are no
The reluctant
longer-
Hardline show finale.
Good luck to my friend. He's
Happiness
going to Dallas.
is a choice. Thanks for choosing us.
Yeah, thanks for
Good
choosing
luck to
us.
my friend.
I'm just gonna be here.
With his
I
life.
have no exciting news. I just went back to my normal life.
Thank you, everybody.
Sad.
TJ Carpenter show, noon o'clock with TJ Carpenter's up next.
Hey TJ, cool on the internet, man. Awesome for you.
He also hosts a radio show.
Oh, okay.
That's one more radio show than you host. And me too.
Wow, cut me deep. I do appear on television though. Television, radio, internet.
And if you were a newspaper writer, it would be newspaper, television, everything else. Radio. Like, people in the media think the
Seriously,
radio
I'm gonna
hosts
be
are
honest with
like the lowest, and in some cases they are.
Do you have a hospital or ER around here? Your dog is created.
You're
some
not going
sort
to put
of...
liability on me, are you? Because
I'm-
I'm in a no-sue zone at this point.
By the way,
I don't own this house anymore, so you can't sue me. I think that's how it works.
Congratulations to the gentleman next door, or maybe two houses down. He got yard of the month.
You know I already
Yard of
won
the
that
month?
at some point.
Your yard would not be worthy of yard of the month right now. I mean, for God's sakes, did you pack up your lawnmower already?
Yeah, I packed up my lawnmower.
I mean,
That's what I did.
get a goat then, or something.
All right, thank you all for joining us on Phantom, the Hardline finale part 2. July 29th, live from Oxnard, California,
No,
the
that's
Hardline finale part
Wait. So
3.
is this actually out? People were watching this?
You did that the first time.
Oh, silly me. Same old jokes.
All right, Gabe Gonzalez wants to know, final call, is Kawhi coming back?
No!
Yes!
Are you... Here's an idea. If he comes back, you have to eat smelly jelly beans.
No.
All right.
I'm done betting on Kawhi.
This
I'm
feels
done
like
betting on the whims of a 16-year-old girl. Bye, everybody.